We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
What are the odds of a crypto market meltdown at this point? Because fear and greed is at extreme fear levels at the moment. And also in the comment section, I can see a lot of people either predicting the end of the bull market or that it hasn't even started, and also predicting that the market is going to go into a huge crash because of the current financial and also geopolitical conditions. So let's talk about what the odds are for the crypto market meltdown. So make sure to stay all the way through. I bet it's going to be very interesting. So good morning to all of you guys. How are you doing? I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go to talk about the crypto market and why it wouldn't be crashing. So we are going to look at a couple of charts and also a couple of statistics here to discuss, because I think this is a very valid point, very valid discussion to have. And I can tell you already, I don't think it's going to happen, but I will also show you the dimension of what might be happening. So let's have a sip of coffee here. By the way, that was really strong, but maybe with this coffee you can resuscitate the dead. That's for sure. So maybe that's something that you should serve in hospitals. For cardiac restart, definitely the best choice. So guys, make sure to smash up the like button for the stream. Subscribe if you haven't yet. If you watch this later, also let me know in the comments below what you think about all of this. And if you are watching it live, then let me know that you are here, tuned in, can hear me well, and how you're doing. This, for me, here in Germany is going to be a shorter week, so there's actually a public holiday in this week. So yeah, I'm already happy about that. Otherwise, we are on Tuesday and the week is going to be very, very interesting. Now let's look at where we are with Bitcoin quickly. So Bitcoin has almost not moved. That's always good for everyone that is afraid of a meltdown if Bitcoin hasn't really moved. So as you can see here, Bitcoin is this candle is undecided, and the reason for that is obviously the upcoming CPI, Consumer Price Index reading that we are getting. And we see here the curve of CPI, how it's coming down from 6.6, so we see here where the forecast was 6.5 and everyone was going nuts. So we really see here always the forecasted plus where we are. And I want to highlight one thing. The market will definitely not do so well if the CPI is either equal or going above. The equal is fine, but going above what is actually forecasted. And the forecast in comparison to other CPIs is relatively low. So we see this here. I don't know if you can read that. The forecast is 3.2%. So here in the last months we had 3.5%. Then it actually came in as 3.4. Then we had a 3.4% forecast. It came in as a 3.3. And now we basically have a 3.2% forecast. So they in the forecast they dropped 0.2%, and we will see if it hits the 3.2 or if it will come out once more lower than the forecast. If it hits 3.2 or lower, it will be very good for the market. If it hits 3.3 or higher, it will be devastating, at least for the month. So yeah, tomorrow is the actual event where this happens. Today we already get PPI. So that is definitely happening, and then from there we can take it. But obviously that is not the only thing to look at here. So yesterday I showed, and I have to find now where it is, because yeah, so I think where did I have that? Okay, so this is for later, but let's get first into this. So traditionally August and September, they're the worst months for Bitcoin, for crypto. And you see this here, like we're in August right now, minus 10%. We're already in traditional territory, minus 10, minus 11%. It doesn't have to close like this. Can be also going up a little bit, like to 60 something thousand, and close still in the red, and it would be absolutely normal. But you see here, August, September, they usually behave like that. Not really good months. So that's definitely the case. Where did I go? Oh, here it is. So I showed this yesterday in a video, but most of you probably didn't watch this video. People are not used to me making a lot of crypto update videos, but I thought this was super interesting, so I want to once more show this to you guys here. So the point that some people are making on the internet is, let's read it out here just as this guy says. Just a reminder to what happens to stocks, right? When the Fed pivots and lowers rates. And then he highlights 69 Fed pivots, 36, minus 48% in 73, minus 27%, and then real big crashes in 2000 and 2007. So dot-com bubble, Lehman Brothers, and our C crisis crash that we had here. So what's so interesting about this is we see the rate here on the lower part. And what caught my eye is the following. First of all, the crash starts before the rate comes down. So that usually means that in all of these circumstances that have an error, the rate was potentially too high and broke the market, right? So the Fed might or might not have learned from that, and it shows a little bit. Fed Chair Powell said in the last meeting that he would wait. Cutting too early could be really, really bad, right? So cutting too late also can be bad here. So this person got it a little bit backwards, because he says what happens to stocks when Fed pivots. So in my opinion, it is like this. Something happens to the stocks and then the Fed pivots. And we kind of saw it already. So we had a plunge in the market. We saw a bigger sell-off because of what Japan did to their interest rate. And what we see right now is an indicator of that the economy is not doing so well. So this week will be very, very crucial to that, because we have a big earnings week right now. We have CPI, we have jobless claims, so everything is coming together in 1 week to give the Fed the option to maybe even put together an emergency meeting or whatever and lower rates. Now, what else catches the eye here is that there is a long period of lowering rates that doesn't have a crash. And even if we take the minus 20% crash here for us and consider this in line with what we saw on the stock market right now, a first plunge and maybe a little bit more sell-off, then even this was not so substantial, right? So what do we see here? We lower the rates, we lower the rates here, we lower the rates here, we lower the rates here, and every time with that, over a period of 10 years, there's just a massive bull run going on that, yes, has a couple of months of crashes all the time, but this from this crash here, or even from before, we just have a massive printed bull run. So, considering that we had recession, a small recession that got printed away here, and considering that we had a bigger sell-off already in the stock market, we could see lowering rates and see this effect, right? So the question is, the question apparently is, as Justin says, what are we buying? Yeah, good, maybe a good question, right? But the question is, how much of a sell-off do we get on the pivot, right? Or better the other way around. How much of a sell-off will the Fed let happen until they pivot, right? And to ease the conditions, and because let's say the Fed would look at this at the market meltdown and not pivot, the meltdown would just go on, right? The crash would go harder and harder, right? So I think we could go technically in a phase where we don't have this big of a crash. I mean, there's always a sell-off when this happens. Like here you see this sell-off and then the pivot again. But not necessarily the Fed pivot leads to a crash, as we see in this big period here. So the odds are very high that that some kind of a sell-off is happening, but it could be short-lived. So let's put it that way. So now let's look at the market from this perspective here. Are we over? So from the crypto perspective, independent from our prices, are we oversold? No, we are. Or are we overbought? We were. Now we've corrected. We are not oversold nor overbought. So is there room for more downside? Yes, sure. Is there a situation given in which we are super overbought and expect a massive sell-off? No, definitely not. Let's quickly get rid of the TSI and put in another indicator, and that is the Gaussian channel. It should be this one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the Gaussian channel in bear markets is turning red. When the bear market already started with a bit of a lag, it's turning red, right? So there are many people that claim that for crypto the bear market started. A characteristic of the bull market, except flash crashes, right? You see here nothing happened on a flash crash. So this can always happen. What are the odds of this? Can always happen. Black swan hits, flash crash, recovery, indicator don't care, right? Can always happen. But the characteristic of every bull market is that the Gaussian channel acts as a bull market support band. So you see here breakout, retest, bull parabolic run, right? Breakout, retest, flip of the Gaussian channel, parabolic run. Okay, so what do we have here is breakout. Yeah, the channel flipped already, but we went inside, but we didn't fall out of it or something like that. So in bear markets, it's under the channel, right? Bull markets, above the channel. So what did we have right now is, on the Gaussian channel, we have a back test on the channel. So this crash, the small crash that we had, this correction, I would even say, of around 33%, it came all the way down and back tested the channel. Almost 33%. So this is interesting, right? Because the Gaussian channel, it doesn't curve down, it didn't flip. So here usually you see also that the Gaussian channel, the moment that it curves down, flips, right? So sometimes you have the middle band as the absolute support, so you can even wick in here. But it seems that the bull market is intact here on the Gaussian channel support. So that is one indicator that is coming up here for us. The next one is, or the next thing that we want to look at is how long does it take after halving? So where does the fear come from, right? The fear comes from lack of knowledge about the history. So this is our like 2 halvings ago. So we had we also had a run only before the halving, into the halving and a sell-off, right? So right as we had it right now. And then we had sideways until more or less here. And even that may be considered as sideways. So this is 120 to 140 days of sideways action before we even started a parabolic run. But we already had a bear market, coming out of a bear market here of how much is that? That was 284%. So very, very similar to where we are right now. And this is the bull market where I say we are acting similar to this bull market, right? So now then in the other bull market, we had also a situation where we ran up. We just had a crash in between, right? But we ran up 340%, so comparable to the previous market. We consolidate, look at this consolidation, looks like ours, right? We consolidated, well, not even consolidated, we went down 50% and then we had the crash. So this was pre-C crisis. But then from the halving also until the parabolic run really starts, about 147 days. So you see in the other one, 120 to 140 days. Here also 147 days. Now, let's look at ours. Run up on the pre-bull, 386%. So comparable to the 340 and the 285 that we saw before. A correction of 33%. And a duration from the halving at until this present day of 119 days. Exactly like in 2017 market, that at least the sideways was. A couple of more days, like 20 days more sideways, 20 to 30 days more sideways would put us absolutely still in line with what happens every day after the halving. Sideways chop of 140 days, roughly 140 to 150 days. So it is all coming together. And now let's go one step further. What does the technical pattern look like for where we are right now? Well, I can tell you that if you were to roughly draw a line here, right, you are looking at a big cup and handle still. Like the cup and handle that we were looking for all this time, it's still in play. It's still possible. We didn't fall out of the chart pattern. So bullish cup and handle pattern with a target of 120k or something like that. 120 to 125k. So all of that is looking pretty bullish. But let's look at more. Let's go more. Let's look at more. So we really cannot find evidence to this. So let's look at the TSI finally, as we always do. So it should be this one, yeah. Did we have a TSI bearish cross to indicate the bear market? And with all the downside that we had, that is not the case. We have a slight curve in the TSI, so look at that here. Here, we have a curve in the TSI, but it depends on where the month closes, right? So it's not ideal, but as long as we don't have this bearish cross, it's still, everything's possible. We see also the bumps here, and here in this 2 bull markets ago. And also we see the bumps here of the monthly sell-offs in the last bull run. Okay, so the TSI will tell us if the bull run ended prematurely, right? And as you can see here, it can even touch before, in this case it touched, but we were still in a bear market until the bullish cross finally happened after the halving here. So here we have a bullish cross that happened pre-halving, which is unusual. Question is, will we have a bearish cross for the first time before we even had the parabolic run? I don't think so. I don't think so. But we will observe and we will have to give it time. So personally for me, if Bitcoin crashes more, I will just buy more, because the long-term fundamentals for Bitcoin are so good from my perspective that I don't care, right? I am DCAing right now. I will be DCAing if it goes lower, and I will have to see if I DCA depending on how high it goes, if it goes higher, right? So, okay, all of that fine. Short term, we depend on CPI. CPI data will determine if we can close in this bull flag, right? So we really want to close the month at 62,000 or above. Now, the data that is coming in will tell about this. After everything that you have seen so far, do you think that we are going to face a bear market or something like that at the moment? Now, again, we can end this month negative. We can even end the second month negative, but eventually we will come up, and we don't have to form a bull flag to continue bullishly, right? It can take a while. So discussing that all, let's look at some more fundamentals here. Bitcoin miner reserve all miners. Look at that. We have been chopping sideways. Why? Because these miners, they are selling like crazy to stay afloat. Now, there are some miners that are going to buy Bitcoin, right? But as long as we are in this downtrend, this miner reserve dropping like a rock of 1.814 million Bitcoin, coming from way more. So this miner reserve has just plunged like never before. So we will see at some point that miners are not willing to sell more at the point, and that will increase the scarcity that will drive the price higher. By the way, Marathon is stamping their Bitcoin now. They are branding the Bitcoin that they're mining. Look at that. So Marathon is putting on Bitcoin Marapool made in USA. So it's actually a thing for the big miners apparently to brand what they produce. So this is cool. And then also look at that. At this low price, considering that Bitcoin is in the fire sale mode at the moment. Look at that, fire sale mode at the moment. Companies are raising money. They are taking out loans. They're raising money to buy more Bitcoin. Not what we see in bear markets. What we see in bear markets is this exchange collapsed. This guy jumped off a building because he lost everything. This and that bad news out of the macroeconomics that has a very sensitive, like, it's just a small bad news, but it causes a 5% dip or so. Not the case, right? We are here. MicroStrategy raises $2 billion to buy Bitcoin. Marathon, $250 million to buy Bitcoin. Semler Scientific, $150 million to buy Bitcoin. Metaplanet, $70 million to buy Bitcoin. Yes, and it is right that people are not bullish enough, in my opinion as well. So another one is, what just happened now at this dip is that people seized the opportunity and bought Bitcoin, and now 1 million Bitcoin addresses actually hodl 1 Bitcoin or more. That means there is 1 million whole coiners in this world that just made it, right? So this number constantly increased. It flattened a little bit out here at this point, probably because people were not able to add as fast as they were able to add here. So will this be something that I can achieve? I don't know. I'm definitely striving to get as much Bitcoin as possible for me. I'm not a whole coiner, but definitely that would be a goal, right? Now, once the price starts to rally, these people obviously will also see their vault values, yeah, and their stack values go up like crazy, and it will be harder for people to become a whole coiner. Now here's another funny indicator, right? So the gray line, as you see here, this gray line that you see very smooth in here, that's the actual gold price. So what someone did is they took the gold price and they put it 3 months to the side because of the theory that Bitcoin is lagging about 3 months behind, a little bit more even when I'm looking at this, about 3 months behind gold. Now, so gold rallies, Bitcoin rallies, okay? Gold has plunged or entered a bear market, Bitcoin entered a bear market, right? So here's the rest of the gold bear market. They bottomed almost the same time, yeah? With a delay, so considering that this is delayed, but here they bottomed around the same time. Now gold rallied again, and Bitcoin came out of its bear market trough and rallied as well. Gold had a sideways move, and now gold jumped like crazy. But Bitcoin did not follow just yet. But look at when this happened here. Gold, even the 3 months delayed gold, right? Even the 3 months delayed gold, it rallied and Bitcoin was later. Okay, so here's gold now and Bitcoin is just sitting down here. What will this be the time after 4 years that Bitcoin and gold depeg and gold really goes on a rally instead of Bitcoin? I don't think so. I think this is an indicator of that very, very soon, maybe even in 2 days, we're going to have our next leg up. If CPI comes in bullish, in the sense of, hey, we get rate cuts, yada yada, it could be that Bitcoin already follows this trajectory. Now, what's also not usual for bear markets is that institutions are piling up. Here we see that Satoshi sitting on his 1.1 million Bitcoin. Binance, 500,000. BlackRock is coming up. If you add all ETFs together, they are number 2 in terms of Bitcoin holding. Now everyone is cheering for the institutions to come in and buy Bitcoin because it makes our Bitcoin value go up. But the speed of what they're doing it, or in which they are doing this, is crazy, and it's not super good because it also means that people will only stack like super small amounts of Bitcoin and money, right? So in the end we will look back and be like, oh man, if we only had more time. Now the big asset managers, they're all owning so much Bitcoin and so on. And lastly, and this is probably the most important because it shows the behavior, while others, and I mean also people here from the stream and from the chat, are fearful, while others are fearful, the big whales, and this is organized in big wallets, so look at this on the side. Wallets with more than 10k is the first band. Wallets 1 to 10k Bitcoin is the second. And wallets 1 to 100k is the third band. The third band is 100 to 1k, and the fourth band 10 Bitcoin to 100 Bitcoin. So, and the rest is shrimp. So what we can see is that all of the holders, with the exception of 10 to 100 Bitcoin, they are buying. So blue is buying and red is selling. And we just see that all bands, except this one band that's a little bit in the middle, they have entered a buying frenzy. Yeah, all of the bands. But the whale band, like the mega whale band and all of the 3 whale bands, they are already basically since 2 months in buying mode. But we see that where retail is more likely, that's not the case. We see the ones that are whole coiners, they're all also in buying mode, but not as long as whales, right? Look at whales. Whales are buying since where people were screaming and where these bands were selling off, i.e. Bitcoin of the lower bands changing hands to the upper bands. So this is really interesting, and it shows like the mistake that seems to be repeating every time, right? So even whether it's traders or people that are not convinced or that are scared. I mean, I saw this also, and I'm not hating on anyone because everyone has to manage in accordance with their own risk tolerance, right? So it could be, I'm not discarding a crash or whatever, right? It could be, but the history shows that people did this time and time again. They sold and then the market went up. Okay, let's check out the market here a little bit. How are we? Seems that we are green on the day for altcoins, which is interesting. Yeah, even though that Bitcoin is slightly red, altcoins are having a good time at the moment. Sats up 18%, ordinals up 10%. That looks nice. And on the side, let's check out the chat as well. So who's here? What is going on? Trucking Hank, good morning to you. A little bit late here for giving you the good morning, but nice to see you. Energy is here. Congratulations, Energy, on the level 100 on Veve. Absolutely crazy run that you made there. I hope that you soon get your level 100 hat. That is cool. Justin says Venom's floor has increased nicely. Okay, yeah, there was some buying. I don't know, my volt value on the comic side jumped by 10,000. And the funny thing is I can't find the culprit. I looked at all of my secret rares and none of them has an absurd floor. So it's not a secret rare that did this. Then I looked at all my ultra rares and I also couldn't find it. So I don't know what was going on. I have no idea. But I also don't care because I hodl into a potential bull run here. Green Lantern is also here. Good morning. Driving. Okay. Have a safe drive. Probably you already arrived. Ernie Malice is here. What's going on? One of the new rare hodlers. Hey, welcome, Ernie. Congrats, Energy. I hit 100 6 months ago. Wow, that's crazy. I was one of the 5 at dinner with David, Sanjay, and others in San Diego. I have bought millions more OMI tokens since. Future so bright, gotta wear sunglasses. Wow, that is some bullish statement, guys. That is some bullish statement here of Ernie. So Ernie is bringing us. Ernie is saying that the future is so bright. We have to wear sunglasses. On that note, let's check out. Let's check out what Veve is doing at the moment a little bit, and also we have Ecomi in front of us to check out. So Edge of Venomverse comic dropping. Then there is some videos, like they always post videos about Disney 23, which is good. I think the user development on what the heck? Okay, I will not play this with sound, but I just look at that face. That was scary. That was great. Okay, that was good. Yeah, so these videos, they're for sure pretty funny. That they make. Also, I think that is good to have these reports to see what's happening for people that cannot travel, right? I mean, Auxier was super fun event. I really get why people come together to these events. That was also good cosplay. Yeah, but I think the best was the grandma and the scooter, like with a surprised face. Oh, there are Veve stickers with like there are David stickers. Okay, I didn't know about that, but this one, this was the best. This was the best. High five. Yeah. So definitely, definitely cool. There are physical Groots. Okay. So what's interesting is there are more of these things where you can build your world coming out. So the up scenery here after we had I think a scenery for cars and then for Ariel and so on. So yeah, I have to look at these Disney reports. By the way, did you guys get any of the Chrome thingies here? I'm very curious what people will get. Unfortunately, so here's the reason why I didn't participate in the Thanos. So when the Thor dropped, which was the one that I wanted, unfortunately I was on a plane and I bought a Wi-Fi pass, but it didn't really work out, right? So the Wi-Fi pass didn't really work out for me to access. So it somehow didn't, I don't know if it blocks something or so. So I couldn't take part in this drop, right? And then so the reason why I didn't take part in the other drops is because too often the reward went only to people that bought things on the drop. Like with for example, with the album crafting here for the jukebox, right? I bought a jukebox on secondary market. I was excluded of the craft. So why would I put what is that, like 50 gems every drop or something like that on this drop right now if I might be excluded because I didn't get it on drop, right? So yeah, so I didn't get the Thor on drop, so the risk was too high to go for all of them. Let's put it that way. Yeah, so this was my reasoning, but I hope that, for example, Energy has all reds. I have the Doc Ock. I have the Doc Ock from the early days. I have actually a nice mint, like 135 mint or so. Yeah. Ernie says, Mortens, it was great. 2 hours plus open conversation with David. Focused on Omi right now. Vivi doing great. Building nice cash. Hiring more JVs coming. Crazy bargain on Omi right now. Oh, yeah. So, okay, so this is great. Because you got to sit down with them and have like a long talk. Which is, I think, what everyone probably needs, right, to understand really where it's going, because for many people it's so intransparent sometimes. So when I was in Auxerre, there were a couple of hundred people. So did I get the chance to talk to David? Yes. Did I get this chance over a dinner or so? Absolutely not. It's like you talk to David and like after 1 minute someone rushes in and asks another question, and so you cannot really build up a line of talk, right? So it is what it is, but definitely I think that gives you a whole different insight than if you only talk to him for a couple of minutes at the convention, right? But I really like that you can give us some insights on that. At least, like, even if it's superficial, maybe you cannot talk about everything, but so building nice cash, that sounds really great, because there are so many people out there that are speculating on how Bitcoin, on how Vivi is going bankrupt, right? And now you are telling us about the cash building they are hiring. What does JVs mean, by the way? I'm trying to think of what that means. Building, so cash hiring. What is JV? Am I stupid? Wow, I can't think of what the abbreviation means, right? So did KCMW put out a new drop? It started with 200,000 at an average. Oh, I started with $200,000 at average of 007. I get it. I'm down. I have now averaged down to a fraction of that. Will buy every week. Yeah, I think right now the price is so low that I think it's a $400 for joint ventures with good companies. Oh yeah, that's good. By the way, what happened with the Vive? It was not a joint venture but a partnership, right? So we saw all these announcements, but we tend to forget that there are things like there was a like a Korean company, I think, Vive, that wanted to partner in terms of, I think they had some virtual reality stuff going on or so. So maybe if this what Ernie is saying, I think I should do that as well, because I'm down like almost on 77% or so right now. I also aped in at 005 or something like that. But I'm going to probably buy a little bit more to get to the 5 million or something like that. But it needs to be in accordance with my whole portfolio, right? So definitely Ernie has another level of aping into crypto. But let's look at OMI here a little bit. So let's go on the daily. So actually it didn't move. I think it's a crazy so here we are almost at all-time low, right? So how much are we up from the absolute all-time low? 6%. So yes, people can bring their average down quite significantly. 1 million ohms is costing you $416 for 1 million ohms right now. And the Ecomi market cap is close to 100 million only. So now it's really in the territory of like a small cap. Not a micro cap, but a small cap. Energy says, I guess we need a wallpaper with all the partnerships which are announced so far. Yes, we kind of need something like an overview for us to keep track of everything. So it's interesting. It's super interesting what Ernie just said here, in my opinion. Especially the joint venture part, also the cash part. Trucking Inc. says I started at 006, bought all the way down, still bullish. So we have some very convinced people here. But I think if I buy, for example, today, I still made a good decision, right? Instead of buying here, I still made a good decision to buy here, maybe, depending on if and when it comes back, obviously. But I think that is what is that like? Let's say instead of buying all the way here, I would buy for half the price. Yeah. Harbinger says the big question is who is selling. VFM are DCAing billions of OMI. Yeah, exactly. So probably the initial investors, advisors, and so on. Definitely them. Maybe traders like Johns. Then also some. Not everyone is DCAing. There are also some people that are still getting out. And then at the present time, also the people that get their stuff back from Bitforex and want out, right? So that's a possibility. And then Bitforex itself, who knows? I mean, the wallets is monitored, so we didn't really get signs of Bitforex selling off OMI. The future is not far off, absolutely. Tomorrow is future. But yes, I get what you're saying. So it's not too far away. So Ernie, it would be interesting to know what you think, like in your opinion, what is going to be the main driver for Ecomi to reverse, for a reversal. Because looking at this from, for example, from a monthly perspective, everyone who is looking at this, they either say it's RIP or it's an absolute bargain, right? So this is, I mean, actually, I just want to check one thing. Okay. I was quickly wondering if there is something like a falling wedge playing out. Let's see. If there's something like a falling wedge. You could argue that it is. You could argue that it is either this or this, and then there's much room to the downside. You could argue that there's something like that. Yeah, I don't know. TA on Omi is always like a big challenge, right? And yeah, but you could argue. All of your points you want to see. Okay, so you agree with me that this is crucial. Okay, so the big question will be, and I think maybe Uncle Jeremy's point of the ease to use is also a valid one, right? Making it easy. Yeah, all of your points that you want to see coming soon. Sounds good. I like the level of conviction, and so you agree with me with these points. We both agree on these points. So Omi to NFT being worked on is in beta testing. Burns are tested, and the test burns are already valid. So these 2 points we have. It's yes. So if we say this is coming and it's convincing, then this is a bargain, right? It's a very easy if-then a conversion. If we have burns that decrease this level of billions of Omi tokens on a significant pace, then it will catch attention, it will make people buy Ecomi, and at the same time Veve is doing well, as we have already read. RIP to the Ecomi verse, Jordan is done. Okay, I didn't know about that, so I was on one around the Ecomi verse at so is this the final YouTuber capitulation, so to say? Did he give any reasons, Trucking Hank? I have to talk to him. I will shoot him a message afterwards. I don't know why, but I saw that he's more on the Chuck on base thing right now, which is a meme coin with some charity elements, if I get it right. I've never dug into this. But yeah, so what is missing here? I guess we could say this. I mean, here was a whale purchase in here, but we really are waiting for the whales to step in here, right, somewhere, and this will happen at significant turnaround, either turnaround in the charts or MVE says Marathon is mining Casper. Maybe. I didn't see that. So there will usually whales have a trading reason to step in somewhere. So we will have to wait and see where this whale is going to step in, right? Where whales are going, like significant purchases. At the moment, probably the whales are DCing down, like Ernie, for example, if we consider Ernie a whale, right? So that is all interesting. On the other side, there is Veve. And so far, I think Veve is gearing up for the next big thing after D23. So there was a certain amount of dilution. By the way, Veve Comics. Let's do this right now. I think we still have time. So what I want to do is, without doxing myself, without risking this, I want to look with you at the Veve Comics. So there is this comic, the Black Suit. Look at the limited edition on this, right? So on this limited edition, By the way, how many are there of this one? Do we know? It doesn't really say here. Maybe we can see it on my NFT tracker, Black Suit. So I was just recently discovering this one because I need what I need is a tool to find comics that have only 40 or 60 editions, and that I can sort them by price so that I know where there's a cheap one appearing. This is not possible at the moment. So let's look for Black Suit in the Secret Rare comics. That's it, right? That's the one. What is the total listings? I cannot see it. Of 40 editions, is that right? Spider-Man Black Suit and Blood. 1K edition together and together on this one. Okay. Oh yeah, and the Secret Rare is a 41. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to try out one of these. So we are going to try to get, so ideally we get the Secret Rare, or we get this one, and this one is also fine because this one is also like a sought after like collectible pattern. The only thing, or we get a low mint, right? There's a lot to get, right? So I'm going to my card. Okay, and now, sorry for that, but now I have to go full cam because I don't want to take this stream down again. And I'm going, but before revealing, I will come back here on this. I will just quickly do the checkout. Oh, that's unfortunate. It didn't save my my number, so give me 1 second here. I really need to find a way where I can just click and then basically buy. But so why do I do this? Because I still think that scarcity is king. I still think that getting these comics or collecting these comics is fun, and I think that in the bull run, 1000 edition comics with 40 are insanely sought after. Of course, if everything gets traction, which is the gamble. I really hope that it doesn't ask me for like my ID check, because that would suck, because my phone is my camera. Thank you for the euro, Don Juan Solo. What is that? Okay, so it's Spider-Man Black Suit is now available in your library. Okay, so let me quickly check that there's nothing too crazy here on the screen. It should look fine. Okay, there we go. So there we go. So we can go to the library. Let's see what we get. Oh, that was a common. We got a common. Okay, there you go, right? Here's the common. 194 mint common, but it still looks good. Unfortunately, no luck for us today. But that's also because you didn't smash the luck button. But I appreciate the €1 donation on this one. By the way, I did purchase the free comic thingy here. And I got look at that. I got no, that is not the one. At one of these, I got a 49 mint, so pretty low. Here, look at that. I got this one, free comic book day 49. So I have two of them. here's my late widget. I don't know how to do that, but tomorrow there are new comics coming out on the Veve Comics site, so definitely maybe we're buying one more tomorrow. Let's go, PH, spin that wheel and get a good one. Good luck. So tomorrow we will go with the luck again, but I think, so maybe we'll go on the same comic tomorrow again and just try to chase this one down. But there are also new comics coming tomorrow, so we will have to see. But these, like, there are so many comics that have like awesome comic covers. Like whatever comic you go, this one's already sold out. I don't know, sometimes they have a bug here. Sometimes they say, oh, there's one left, but then when you go to checkout, you can't buy it. Team comment lately for sure on my end. Yeah, absolutely. So welcome to the club. I am also on this one. I mean, I don't know how how many are being minted every day on these, but for sure there are a lot, right? So definitely that's happening. So here's also the Ultimate Black Panther, for example. This one, the secret rare and the rare, they look really good. Look at this. The rare looks pretty damn crazy. The common not so much, but only every 1 in 5 you get one of these, so who knows, right? I like most of where you have like varying editions, so that when you go multiple times that you don't only stack commons until at some point you get, after 25 days you get the secret rare or something like that. So the question is, what's better, buying the secret rare on the market or going on a hunt for a specific comic, right? What was so good about that Green Goblin one sold out as rare? I think it was a comic. That one was a comic that this is Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin. It's the #1. So and it's already in since April. So this comic is already around since a longer time, and I think that it's about the colorful covers. And it was from like this beginning time when everyone was minting like crazy. Sold out is rare, but it happens. There are a couple of them also in the Miles Morales series that are sold out. So if you go here from Miles Morales, that's also something. What I could do we have a drop today? This question. I think today there's not a drop, but what was the calendar saying? Oh, actually there is a comic drop on Veve today. But in general, I think that drop streams are fun. So if we go to the Miles Morales series, for example, and you go to the very beginning, so here we are close to sold out on this one. I have the secret rare, by the way. I have this one. I bought it for $100 or something like that. Degen. This one's not sold. I have this one as well. I have the secret rare as well. Yeah, this one, for example, here, this is almost sold out, but no one buys it anymore because the secret rare is already sold out. And then these are not sold out, but there are Miles Morales Spider-Man 10. There's like 20 versions of number 10, 11. They are all not sold out. So you see the Miles Morales stuff here. I think Miles Morales, because it's so favorite, it could actually be a good one to stack, but who knows? Like the cover also needs to be good looking. So yeah, basically that's it. But we should, from time to time, we should go on a hunt. I just need to be able to find a way that it's not so complicated to buy them. I don't know. They should have other payment options that are faster, and also it would be cool if I could just maybe I have to develop a screen where I can have the camera half of the screen, so that everything that I type in and show is not shown, but the reveal is shown on the screen. Anyways, that is a consideration for later. So guys, make sure to smash up the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Let me know in the comments below what you all think. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I see you in the next video, update video, or live stream.